Team history, the Athletics turn to the present as they look to punctuate Rickey Henderson weekend with a matinee victory. Today, Vin Mazzaro takes his turn on the hill, attempting to return to form as the Green and Gold close the season series with the Jays. Athletics baseball is next on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Well, sunshine's starting to come out, so it's going to be a nice afternoon for baseball here at the Oakland Coliseum as the Rickey Henderson weekend celebration continues this afternoon here at the Coliseum. It's the third and final game of this series, and it's the rubber game of the series. Toronto Blue Jays and the Oakland A's coming up right here on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, the rubber game of the series, the baseball will go to Vin Mazzaro for the Athletics. And been a tough stretch for Vin Mazzaro, and he has not won a game since June 7th. So the young man needs a good outing this afternoon.
I think it's time that he wins his third Major League game because he's facing the Blue Jays for the first time. Maybe that will help him because it's a learning experience for Vin Mazzaro. The numbers have not been that spectacular for him in his last 7 starts. But the one thing about him, he's not getting a lot of run support. He's still a very good pitcher, but when he talked about having to face hitters who adjust from at bat to at bat, that knows a young man knows he has to make some adjustments. He's already planning on that as he goes through the batting order the second and third time. So he's learning. He's only going to get better, and I think today is the day.
Is that a prediction?
That's right.
All right. I'm excited. It's going to be a good day for Vin Mazzaro. He's going to have to get out Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill has had a terrific series, 6 RBIs in the first 2 games.
Well, just simply try to put him at the plate without anybody on base because he did it against Dallas Braden, did it again last night against Trevor Cahill. But the young man was an all-star for a reason. He's a very strong hitter. That sinker down and in. Trevor Cahill was trying to get a ground ball. Instead, it's a 3-run home run, and that was the capper that helped the Blue Jays defeat the Athletics. But good for him because remember last year, sustained a concussion right here at the Coliseum, missed most of the second half of the season. So it's great to see him come back this year, playing very well, and especially as an all-star.
Now, the Blue Jays will send a very good rookie left-hander to the mound. His name is Rickey Romero. So Romero for the Blue Jays and Vin Mazzaro for the Athletics. When we come back, we'll have lineups at first pitch from the Coliseum. Sunday afternoon baseball here at CSN, California. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Comcast HD, with more HD than anyone, period. Let's check the game time weather for this afternoon. It's brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, admission free, and the boardwalk is open daily. 64 degrees. It was very cloudy and very cool this morning, but the sun is starting to peek out. The clouds are going away, so it is a nice afternoon for baseball. As Vin Mazzaro on the mound, finished his warm-up tosses. He's set to go. Jose Bautista is the first hitter of the game, and the first pitch of the game is a strike. So 1:07 start time for this afternoon's game. Jose Bautista hitting in the leadoff spot in the series finale. Of course, Marco Scutaro, the regular leadoff hitter, but Scutaro getting the day off. We'll give you the rest of the Jays lineup in just a moment.
That's a rare day off for Marco. He has been playing a lot for Cito Gaston and doing a great job.
So Jose Bautista is in left field today. Bautista hitting .243 with 3 home runs and 15 runs batted in. And now full count. A's won on Friday night 8-5. Jays won last night 6-5. And last night, very entertaining game. A's had a chance in the bottom of the ninth to tie it and win it. They just came up a little bit short. 3-2 pitch inside, and it's a leadoff walk to Jose Bautista. So you saw Bautista. Let's take a look at the rest of the Blue Jays lineup, brought to you by McDonald's. Aaron Hill steps into the batter's box, and then it'll be Adam Lind, Lyle Overbay, Vernon Wells, Alex Rios, Edwin Encarnacion, the new third baseman. Rod Barajas is the catcher, and John McDonald, shortstop. Harris, Davis, and Cust in the outfield for the A's today. Kennedy, Pennington, Ellis, Crosby on the infield. Kurt Suzuki once again behind the plate. Vin Mazzaro, a strike to Aaron Hill.
You know, already we're seeing the movement on pitches from Mazzaro, a lot of movement. The point of moving out of the strike zone with Bautista leading off.
And that one to the backstop, so Bautista will go down to second.
Now Vin Mazzaro starting for the Athletics today, making his 12th start. I mentioned the last 10, 3 or fewer runs of support. Against the Red Sox in his last start, he went 6 innings. Got a no decision. The A's winning in that game. But it's been a long time since a win for Vin, back on May the 7th. That was against Baltimore. He won his first 2 starts, but it's been a drought ever since.
Hill to bunt, and that's just fine with me. Aaron Hill's got 25 home runs and 74 runs batted in, and 6 runs batted in the series.
What if that was one of those find a way to get him over, and maybe bunting would be an easier way?
I don't want Aaron Hill trying to get him over and fund the Blue Jays.
I think maybe hitting in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th slot.
1-2 to count to Hill with Adam Lind in the on-deck circle. Slider away. So Vin Mazzaro in search of that elusive 3rd win. He's winless in his last 9 starts.
Look out. Oh, wow.
Bautista goes, and that ball's driven to left field. Hairston back, and it is gone. With the runner on the move, doesn't matter. Aaron Hill has now driven in 8 runs in this series. 2-0 Blue Jays.
Well, the kind of unfortunate thing is that Hill had 2 strikes on him, which meant that he got a pitch that was a strike, and he had to swing, even though Bautista was going to walk to third. And there's that similar pitch that he hit last night, that 2-seamer coming into his swing, and he crushed baseball again. Bautista might have been able to score on a short, wild pitch, but he trot home with that home run, no doubter.
26 home runs now for Aaron Hill. Here's Adam Lind, who takes a bit low.
Second baseman. At one time, you didn't even care about an offensive player or offensive statistics at a second base, but that has changed. And see, Aaron Hill's telling Rod Barajas,
it's easy. Get a pitch, swing. He is hot. That one hit to left field, and that's going to be over the head of Scott Hairston. Adam Lind is going to have to hustle to get to second, and he makes it with a head-first dive. So a double for Adam Lind, and not a good start for Vin Mazzaro. A walk, a homer, and a double.
Batting in the fourth position.
Yeah, the movement, taking the pitch to the outside part of the plate, and Adam Lind with a 2-0, not thinking about trying to pull it, sliced it to left field. Almost hit it out. The ball at the base of the left field wall.
Well, Adam Lind has the second most doubles in the American League. That was number 33. Or make that number 34, excuse me. There's the Blue Jays' most doubles in the majors. Jays come in 7th in the American League in runs scored, 6th in home runs, and they have struck out the fewest times in the American League. Here's Lyle Overbay, and he takes inside. Many years past, he played the Blue Jays, and they've always had a pretty decent lineup, but it was Vernon Wells, Alex Rios that the team really relied on to be their main offensive players. But now it's Aaron Hill and Adam Lind. Not just in this series, but they are clearly the two best offensive players for the Blue Jays. 3-0 now to Overbay.
Thing is, by comparison, salary-wise,
that's true. Yeah,
low on the totem pole, but they're producing.
Vernon Wells is in the on-deck circle, and that one just a bit low, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Single season all-time record. Aaron Hill has it by a lot.
Center fielder.
A pretty good second baseman in there, Roberto Alomar. Hill hit 17 in 07. Shows you how much he's produced and progressed. The old dog, Orlando Hudson, with 12. Last year, Hill with a concussion, coming off a 17 home run season in 07. Last year, limited playing time because of concussion that happened right here at the Coliseum. Vin Mazzaro needs a ground ball. He didn't get it with Hill at the plate. Scooter was not in the game.
That one just a bit inside to Vernon Wells. 1-1 the count. Lind at second, Overbay at first. Already a 21-pitch inning for Mazzaro, and he's looking for his first out. There's a good pitch down around the knees to Wells, and he took it 2-2.
Good pitch, little movement, and a pitch that maybe Mazzaro wanted Wells to swing at to get a ground ball. Might have done it.
Just missed inside. So another full count.
The movement, taking it inside off the plate. Trying to adjust the amount of movement on his pitches, and it's going to be difficult again.
That one missed inside on 3-2. Bases loaded, nobody out for Alex Rios.
Well, Garrett asking Kurt Suzuki if it was down, or what he called it, how he called it.
Right fielder, number 15, Alex Rios.
Well, here's what we talked about on the pregame show, Ray. A young pitcher minimizing the damage. 2 runs already in. You just don't want this inning to get away. Rios swings and misses at a slider. Rios 12 home runs and 53 runs batted in.
So far, a sinker slider selection for Vin Mazzaro, and slider's been out of the strike zone, a few swing and misses, but the fastball not getting the hitters to swing.
Popped up, but it's going to reach the seats. So Mazzaro now ahead in the count.
Last night would not have that many seats empty to bounce around.
No.
As this place was packed, over 35,000, which is great to see.
That one runs inside with a breaking pitch. 2-2. It was fun last night. That number 24 out on the left field wall right next to the foul pole. Line drive left center field, and that's trouble. 1 run scores. 2 runs are going to score. They're waving home Vernon Wells. He is going to score, and it's a 3-run double for Alex Rios. 5-0 Jays, still nobody out. That one right out over the heart of the plate.
Batting in the 7th position, third baseman, number 7, Edwin Encarnacion.
2-2 pitch, and supposed to be inside, left it up, and very hittable for Alex Rios. And ground ball has been looking for, not getting it. Too many balls in the air, too many walks. 3 walks, they've all scored. Just a matter of Vernon Wells making it from first to home, and he was able to do it easily as Edgar Gonzalez, his long man, starting to get loose. Don't need to help Ricky Romero. It's been pretty good.
Encarnacion swings at the first pitch, hits it high toward the left field line. And Hairston has it for the first out.
Batting in the 8th position, catcher, number 20, Rod Barajas.
So Rod Barajas walks to the plate.
Vin Mazzaro 3+ innings against the Angels in his first start after the All-Star break, and that's the fewest innings he's pitched in any one start this year. He does not like to think about somebody warming up in the first inning. It's not a good feeling for a starter.
There's nothing good about it. Nope. Barajas 249 with 9 home runs and 45 runs batted in.
Not only that, he's going to have 5 days and a trip to Kansas City before his next start. So that's a lot of time. So you've got to maximize the effort in a start. And the main thing right now is to get out of the inning and at least stay in the game and put together some good innings.
Breaking pitch drops down in the dirt. 1-1 the count. The Blue Jays come into today's game with a 50-54 record. They're 21-31 on the road. Against the A's this year, the Blue Jays are 5-3. This is the final meeting of the year. So they will win the season series. That tough AL East, the Blue Jays 12 games back. Rios takes off as he was going to steal third, but the ball is fouled back.
Vin Mazzaro is going to have to start making a few extra second looks at second base. Of course, remember back in his first start, May the 2nd, he picked off Scott Podsednik because Podsednik was going to run. Made a second look and was able to pick him off. That June the 2nd, not May the 2nd for Vinny.
Cliff Pennington has it. Couple steps to his left, and he throws out Barajas. 2 outs.
Batting ninth.
So that'll bring up the 9th place hitter, John McDonald.
McDonald.
McDonald playing shortstop this afternoon, with Scudero getting the afternoon off. McDonald started at third base on Friday night. Went 0 for 4. Pops this one up. Rajai Davis comes in center field, and he's got it side retired. 5 runs for the Blue Jays, 2 of them coming on an Aaron Hill home run. The other 3 coming on a double by Alex Rios. So the A's facing the young left-hander Rickey Romero. Romero's first pitch to Kennedy is hit down the left field line toward the A's bullpen and foul. Had a nice play in the first row. Handshake from security guard. Big curve, and it's 0-2. Good look at Rickey Romero. We'll tell you about his season in a moment. And on 3 pitches, Kennedy strikes out. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the rest of the A's lineup, brought to you by McDonald's. Kennedy, Davis, Suzuki, Hairston, Cusk, Everidge, Crosby, Ellis, Pennington. Looks like the same lineup as last night. Bautista, Wells, Rios in the outfield for the Jays. Encarnacion, McDonald, Hill, Overbay on the infield. Rod Barajas catches the 24-year-old left-hander Rickey Romero. First pitch is high to Rajai Davis. Rajai hitting .274 now in the season with a couple of home runs and 20 runs batted in. Be a tough play for McDonald to throw to first. Not in time. Davis with an infield hit. Once it got past Encarnacion, it was going to be a very difficult play for John McDonald.
And he had to play in front of the bag, or even with the bag at third base. Encarnacion, and There's the hustle by Rajay Davis, smelling a base hit. As you look at the numbers for Ricky Romero, 17 start. As he is strikeouts 82, which is third among Major League rookies, and the start against the Athletics on April the 19th at Rogers Center. 7 innings of 4-hit baseball, no runs. Struck out 6. And that's the game that Dallas Braden pitched. A base hit, wild pitch, base hit, 1 run. That was it. 1-0. The A's were shut out. Ricky Romero's pretty good.
And what was strange about that, Ray, he pitched great that night. Next day, they put him on the disabled list. He had an oblique strain, and he ended up spending about 5 weeks on the disabled list. And he has come back, and he's pitched extremely well. And the Blue Jays will say he's a major investment. And we expected him to be this good because he was the 6th overall pick in the 2005 draft out of Cal State Fullerton. He was a terrific college pitcher.
So Suzuki has a pretty good idea what he throws,
I
right?
think so.
That's teammates. They were talking last night in the hallway. Romero and Suzuki and Brandon League, also League from Hawaii.
Well, Romero won a College World Series title at Cal State Fullerton. That was 2004. So indeed, he and Kurt Suzuki have some things in common. This was that start against the A's in Toronto on the 19th of April.
Hey, who was that guy? That was Eric Chavez. Also in the game, remember Mark Ellis was thrown out at home plate on a ball to the outfield deep. Came off the wall, but a great relay. Ellie was thrown out at the plate, and that was the only opportunity the A's had to score.
Yeah, that was just his 3rd major league start.
Fastball top out the low to mid-90s. Curveball, slider, and changeup. Some pretty good pitches from the lefty. That natural tailing action away from right-handed hitters. Which, for some reason, the way lefties release the ball, their arm angle, they get the natural movement, which works out perfectly, especially against so many right-handers.
Romero is 6 foot, 210 pounds. Grew up in Los Angeles. That's hit hard, and what a play by McDonald. Oh my goodness. You're gonna have to watch a lot of baseball to see a better double play than this one.
John McDonald can play some defense, flip the ball to Aaron Hill, not transferring it to his bare hand, and got Kurt Suzuki by about 10 feet. But John McDonald, there's no doubt in Toronto, they get a chance when he does play to see him, and they put together highlight reels, and every day he plays, he'll find a way.
Yeah, he is good.
Yeah, but that's a reason right there, just to be able to get to the ball, first of all, diving, and then at the same time to be able to flip the ball with his glove. A tremendous play. It's old hat.
Yeah.
Best in the major, the defense. We've seen the errors they committed in this series. A little bit unusual, but that definitely made up for some of the errors.
Top of the order for the Jays, Bautista, Hill, and Lind. Bautista walked and then scored on the Hill home run. The walks were probably the most damage done in that inning. And you obviously think about the home run and the double, but 3 walks and they all scored.
First pitch strikes a 7 of the 9 batter, so he got ahead, but just the walks, and that's what Trevor Cahill talked about last night. Getting ahead, not being able to put them away.
And Mazzaro will be right back into the stretch as Bautista a leadoff single. So he's pitched out of the windup to 2 batters. Bautista each time. So that is 4 hits now in the ballgame. Mazzaro threw 37 pitches in that first inning. Off the end of the bat, Cust racing in and right. He's not going to get it. So Aaron Hill drops a single into right field. First and second, nobody out. Cust was not going to be able to catch it, so he tried the deke of the runner.
Got a slider away, and Aaron Hill hit the ball off the end of the bat. You have to respect the power, obviously, of Hill. So Jack Cust, a long run to get to the ball. No chance, no reason to make a diving attempt.
So Adam Lind, very dangerous hitter, steps in. He had a double in that first inning. Good pitch there in the inside corner. Adam Lind was 3 for 5 with the home run and 3 RBIs on Friday night, and 0 for 4 last night.
Showed his power on Friday night against Dallas Braden. This is one that Braden said, yeah, it went off the Dennis Eckersley retired number. Not quite that high, but it got to center field and banged off the wall, the concrete wall that supports Mount Davis. Came back towards the infield, but it was crushed.
Rolls that one foul. So Lind, 22 homers, 34 doubles. So he leads the American League in extra base hits. And look at the guys that he's in front of: Teixeira, Morneau, Morales, Longoria. That one grounded, and it's into right field, a base hit. Bautista racing around the bag at third. He will score the throw to third. Not in time. 6-0 Blue Jays. Just a ground ball, but it just got through the right side.
Well, finally did get a ground ball, but he left it up, and Lind, very powerful, able to get the ball through the infield. Crosby a dive. Mark Ellis could not get to it.
Kurt Young's going to visit. Still nobody out. And Gonzalez, for the second inning in a row, is going to get up. Mazzaro has faced 12 hitters. He's retired just 3 of them. He's given up 6 hits and 3 walks. Left-handed hitting Lyle Overbay steps in. Overbay did not play on Friday night. Last night 2 for 3 with the home run. Inside corner strike, so Mazzaro jumps ahead 0-2.
I think this is where you try to see the type of pitcher you have in Mazzaro, just to what and how he finishes and how long he's going to be out there, just to try to get through some of these tough times. And there's one of the outs.
So Overbay swings over the slider for the first down.
Just shows some determination. That's one of the better sliders he's thrown. He got ahead 0-2, and this time able to put Overbay away with a good slider.
So Vernon Wells steps in. Wells walked and scored in the first. Breaking pitch foul to the screen. Wells is a guy who will hit into some double plays. He's done it 12 times this year. Usually hits the ball fairly hard.
And usually very aggressive.
Pops this one up. Kurt Suzuki coming back, and it pops out of his glove.
And to try to catch it basket style, which when it did, popped out, went into the screen. It's going to be given an error on the ball as it was in and just could not hang on. Fighting the tough sun.
So that's the first error in the series by the Athletics. Popped up again, and this one is going to go right in front of the dugout.
Ball was always going to come back, and that one did. Yeah.
Looked like it was headed for 5th row, and it ended up bouncing in front of the A's dugout. Another 1-2. Good take. Hill is at third, Lind at first. And that one grounded. Kennedy on the backhand. He's going to come home, and the throw is in time. Suzuki blocked the play, and I don't think Hill ever got to the play.
Zeno Gaston thinks he did, as he's going to go argue with Dan Bellino, but really the only play, and the smart play by Adam Kennedy. Let's see if he blocked him, and yeah, he did. He did not get to it. Put the right shin in front of the runner.
Number 15.
And blocked him off, and then made the tag. So they wanted to make sure Suzuki held on to the ball, which he did. and his right leg kept the left knee or the right knee off and just pushed him off completely. So great play by both Kennedy and Suzuki. We'll go back to that play and say that's the reason the A's won the game.
That's right. One-run game. Rios, 3-run double in the first inning. Swing and a miss. A 2-0 slider and a good one.
As much as you want a pitcher to be positive, the way Lazaro is throwing now with his slider, it's one of those that kind of let the pitch count get where at least is comfortable, not to really wear him down, but finish on a positive note.
Bobby Crosby, foul territory. He's got it. Side retired. A run for the Blue Jays. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. It's 6-0 Toronto. Sports.
Will get a limited edition Oakland A's baseball hat. It's brought to you by Wells Fargo. Get tickets online, OaklandAthletics.com, or you can call 877-493-BALL.
Scott Hairston leading it off. Takes a pitch outside from Ricky Romero. Hairston, Cust, and Everidge. So the A's have some work to do. They trail 6-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Hairston got back in the lineup last night. And today he's got his first base hit. Line drive to center field.
As you always say, once you have a tremendous comeback, which the A's did against the Twins, the last homestand, also against the Red Sox, you just never quit. You never give up thinking that you can't come back. A's down 6-0, but just kind of peck away. I'm not calling it yet. Mazzaro's already let me down when I said he's going to get his third win. So we got to.
That's true.
See if the A's can come back and make a game out of it.
But he could still get his win.
That's right, absolutely.
A's that 10-run deficit to the Twins. Fun night. Jack Cust with a .236 average, 16 home runs and 50 runs batted in. And he's had a good series, 3 hits and 3 walks for Cust. Cust this year now 9th in the American League in walks with 57, and he is now 2nd in the American League in strikeouts with 114. Tommy Everidge is in the on-deck circle. Cust got a fastball and fouls it to the left side. Take by Cust, and now full count.
Same pitch that Adam Kennedy swung and missed for strike 3. So Jack Cust maybe seeing the pitch from the dugout as he is the 5th batter for the A's. A chance to see the lefty throw the pitch.
And there's a walk. So A's got something going here in the 2nd inning. 2 on and nobody out. Well, you may not get all 6 runs back in 1 inning, but you certainly can get a couple.
That's right. Or one swing of the bat, get 3.
Yep. Tommy Everidge steps in.
Big night for Tommy last night, even before the game, just to see Rickey Henderson's number retired. He got to see Jim Rice's number retired Tuesday in Boston. And so what a week for the young man. His first week in the big leagues. So he just hit a home run and really make it a special week.
Everidge in this series is 3 for 9 with a double and an RBI. Broken bat, little pop-up, and it's going to be caught by Hill. Overbay went back. He reached up. He could not get it, but Hill raced over to make the catch.
Great first step by Aaron Hill to be able to get to the ball.
Number 7.
He thought it might have a chance to drop in. That shattered the bat. Once Overbay could not get to it, and the fact that Hill was playing close to 2nd or closer to 2nd, but still got the first step with Overbay crossing in front of him.
Bobby Crosby takes a pitch a bit high.
Speaking of crossing in front, there's going to be some activities going on when the A's leave on the next trip. There's going to be football players on this field. Clay Wood said, I want to bring a good camera out, take a picture of this field, because after this homestand, it's not going to look anything like this.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So for Clay and his crew, they can do only what they can do when they put the bleachers in center field for football. I think he said the Raiders will have their Fan Fest type on Saturday, so they'll change it over after the A's leave Thursday, and then they don't play until next week. So for about a week, he said next Thursday, or actually the day before the A's come back, they'll be playing a football game. So Clay and his crew will have about 24 hours to change the field over from football back to baseball when the A's return.
So the A's come back and play on the 14th, and you're saying there's a football game on the 13th. So 1st and 3rd now after the fielder's choice by Bobby Crosby.
Second baseman, number 14.
A good play by the 3rd baseman, Encarnacion, as really no chance for a double play. He's got one of the runners, keep them out of scoring position. So the A's have to try to do something with 2 outs. I think Clay told me that in the first, 3 times that the A's or the Raiders will be playing, each time they'll have to convert the field from football to baseball in 24 hours. Wow. That's very hard to do, especially with the bleachers in center field. So if you got the high definition, well, you hope you do, you're enjoying a beautiful field for at least the rest of the homestand. And Clay, of course, does a great job with this field.
Base hit right field. So Mark Ellis comes through with a 2-out hit. Bobby Crosby's going to race to third, and he will make it with a head-first slide. A's are on the board. So Mark Ellis, clutch base hit, and he picks up RBI number 24.
Well, it was off the end of the bat, but unlike Tommy Everidge, this one made it over the head in the right field. Good aggressive base running by Bobby Crosby. Very strong arm by Alex Rios in right field. As Crosby on his own heading to third base, and it was a much closer play than I thought, considering the jump Bobby Crosby got. Rios, a very strong arm, kept the ball low, hit in the cutoff man, so Mark Ellis could not advance. So there's one.
Cliff Pennington steps in on the outside corner for a strike. Bounced right back to Romero, who grabs it, and Pennington is retired, but Mark Ellis comes through with a 2-out RBI single. Third inning coming up, 6-1 Toronto. Three hitters for the Jays: Encarnacion, Barajas, and McDonald. 5 in the first, 1 in the second for Toronto.
That was pitch number 64 for Vin Mazzaro.
Encarnacion just coming over in the Scott Rowland trade. So his numbers with the Cincinnati Reds, you see. You're thinking, well, only 5 home runs and 16 RBIs, but he spent a lot of time on the disabled list, did Encarnacion.
Brings that National League aggressiveness back to the American League, and 3-1 fastball swinging, expanding his strike zone.
From April 28th through July 4th, he was on the disabled list with a chip fracture in his left wrist. High fastball, swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 2 in the afternoon for Mazzaro. Time now for a Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray question, where you can log on to csncalifornia.com to post your question. Brian in San Diego says, "Hey Ray, what is the difference in Vin Mazzaro from when he first came up in June and his slump in July?"
To be honest, not much. I think pitches are still there. I think just getting acclimated to the major league style of pitching after really hardly any minor league experience. But yes, the first starts, he did not give up a run. His first 2 starts, 13 2/3 innings. But it's definitely a learning experience for him to adjust to major league hitters, the way they adjust. And you know, he's admitted, he said, I just need to adjust a little bit better. Whatever the hitters are adjusting to me and the way he's pitching.
And usually what happens, pitches that guys were swinging at your first 3 or 4 starts, all of a sudden they stop swinging. That's right. That changes everything right there.
But he's going to be all right. He has the quality pitches. He's just trying to learn, and it's sometimes a tough place to learn at the big leagues against the very good major league hitters.
Line drive left field, and that's going to go over the head of Scott Hairston and up against the wall. Barajas will go to third, stop there. John McDonald has a double. Second and third, 1 out for Toronto.
Edgar Gonzalez is hoping the phone doesn't work in the bullpen. Pitch about belts high, and John McDonald has already robbed Kurt Suzuki of a base hit, turned it into a double play. Now it's a double himself.
So top of the order in Jose Bautista. Infield comes halfway. Bautista hits a little pop-up left center field. Davis squares up. He's coming in. Barajas does not have a lot of speed, so he's going to bluff and go back. So Bautista cannot get the job done, and Mazzaro gets a big out.
Now with the infield halfway, he's able to jam him, and the speed of Rajai Davis prevented that ball from dropping in between the infielders in the outfield. So far, our question right now, Vin Mazzaro in this game has learned a lot, just how to get in trouble, pitch out of the stretch the majority of the time, and trying to put a 0 up for the first time with the hottest hitter in baseball at the plate.
Two-run homer and a single this afternoon for Aaron Hill.
I was going to say this should be one of those called PC, pitch carefully. With Aaron Hill, they give him a fastball right down the middle. Maybe surprised him.
Hill is 6 for 11 with 8 RBIs in this series. Oh, and he got a pitch to hit there and he fouled it back. You can tell by Hill's reaction. He would love to take another swing at that pitch. Oh, 2. Fastball fouled straight back. 8 hits in the game for Toronto so far. A shot just foul as Barajas has to scamper to get out of the way.
Was another hanger they got away with, and hot as Hill is, you can't not expect to get away with all kinds of hanging fastballs or breaking balls, in this case the slider. That right there is why you, again, go down the line in foul territory. If you're hit, it's a foul ball. If you're in fair, you're out.
Little pop-up, shallow right. Mark Ellis is there, and he's got it. So Vin Mazzaro works his way out of a jam, and the Jays do not score.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Aqua.
Susie from the press room, holding up the sign on the left. You know, as hard as she works, she deserves a day off today.
Maybe she's already worked.
I don't think so. Did not see her in there today. She's in charge of the press room, and she does a wonderful job. Top of the order for the Athletics, Kennedy Davis and Suzuki. Kennedy struck out on 3 pitches from Ricky Romero. The first. It's the only strikeout Romero has so far. He's had 3 hits off the young left-hander. Swing and a miss. Fastball in on the hands of Kennedy. Kennedy so in this series with the strikeout, 2 for 10.
It's a big 3-run double last night.
Yeah.
In the A's the lead, short-lived as it was. Nice play down the bullpen area as that fan reached over with the left-handed glove, snagged one before it hit one of the A's relievers. So that's there's nobody down there. They're all in the clubhouse. That's the ritual.
Except for Edgar Gonzalez.
He wishes he was in the clubhouse. Check this out. Reached over, Ron Romatic ducked out of the way. He said, "I can get a souvenir anytime I want to." He's sitting by the phone. Edgar saying, "Don't answer."
Casey Chavez, the bullpen catcher, saying, "Leave me alone." This one looks to be playable. Encarnacion fighting the sun, and he's got it near the coach's box. Well, we had so much fun last night. We're going to show it again. Rickey Henderson. Jersey retirement ceremony. That was Rickey walking from gate out in center field all the way to second base on the red carpet. And he did exactly what you're supposed to do. Walk nice and slow,
That's right.
Take it all in.
That's it.
Why not?
And this is day 2 of Rickey Henderson month, the month
right.
of August in the city of Oakland.
For many other reasons, but the A's need to have a good month of August then. Rajay Davis had an infield hit in the very first inning. That Rickey gave a terrific speech. Davis, line drive down the left field line. Rajay racing around first. He'll try for 2 and he will make it. A double for Rajay Davis.
Well,
2 for 2.
Speaking of Rickey, Rajay Davis, of course, inspired by Rickey Henderson and his ability to run. Rajay Davis, tremendous speed. And as soon as he hit it in the direction the ball was going, he was going for 2 as soon as he took the first step out of the batter's box. Excellent play by Bautista in left field. But Rajay Davis thinking 2 all the way. And he got it. That hard tag by Aaron Hill.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. But he immediately said, "You all right?" Yeah. Just got another double.
So Kurt Suzuki will try to knock him in. Suzuki was robbed of a base hit by John McDonald, the shortstop, who made a terrific play and turned it into an inning-ending double play in the first inning.
And where McDonald is positioned right now, see at the top of the screen, it's a base hit if he's there. Because there's not a double play situation, so he is in a normal position at shortstop. But before, he is kind of more over there and able to get to Suzuki's ball, flip it to Aaron Hill, and turn the double play.
Hit hard right field, that's a base hit. Rios charges, he's got a good arm, the throw to the plate, up the line, RBI single for Kurt Suzuki. So run number 2 comes across for the Athletics.
And really, you could consider that a Rajay run. He hustled into second when the ball was not hit particularly hard. And then Kurt Suzuki with an opposite field base hit, stayed inside the ball, and a shot to right field, and the speed of Rajay, maybe because the arm of Rios, as hard as that ball was hit, first of all, maybe if somebody's not at second, Rajay, anybody else might have been held at third.
Yeah.
So, good speed helps the A's make their second run.
So Kurt Suzuki picks up RBI number 48 on the year. Scott Hairston had a base hit in the second inning. Ended up scoring on a Mark Ellis RBI single. Hairston hitting in that cleanup spot.
Jim Scanlon, of course, you see Rajay Davis talking to him, and Rajay giving a lot of credit to Jim Scanlon and working with him, and of course the great month that he had. And Rajay continues.
Little pop-up, but Hill is going to reach up and make the catch. Well, let's listen to some of the speech from Rickey Henderson, last night's pregame ceremonies.
What a wonderful day. We can play 2 right now. Let's play 2. My number is being retired. I thank you for being here with me today. Rickey is so very, very, very humble.
Well, he was great at the Hall of Fame, and he was great last night.
Well, it's great that he made it a point and said, "You want some Rickeyisms?
I'll give you some."
He didn't do it at Cooperstown, but everybody was expecting it. But Two wonderful speeches, and give him a lot of credit for putting a lot of effort into it.
Jack Cuss takes on the outside corner, so it's 0-2.
You know, the age of electronics, nowadays when you say it, it's around forever.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So the work by Rickey Henderson, he knows that will be heard a lot of times.
So Jack Cuss, who walked in the second inning behind in the count 0-2. Bounces this one to Lyle Overbay, reaches down and grabs it. Steps on the bag, side retired. Single run for the Athletics on Kurt Suzuki's RBI single. So we're headed to the fourth inning. It's 6-2 Toronto. Right-handed hitter. So Vin Mazzaro is looking for his first 3-up, 3-down inning. He has already thrown 81 pitches in the ball game. There's a line drive off of Bobby Crosby's glove, and it rolls down the right field line. So Adam Lind is going to be at second, leading off the fourth inning.
Ball that was hooking a little bit, and maybe that's the reason Bobby Crosby probably going back to first base saying should have caught it. But it was hooking. He got a glove on it. As he reached for it, just missed it. Anyway, the ball is moving instead of just straight at you. Always difficult, but that ball definitely hooking hard.
So a couple more doubles for Lind in this game. He now has 35 on the year. Overbay. Crosby gets more action. He takes care of this one, fires to Mazzaro. So one out, runner on third, and let's hear a little bit more from Rickey Henderson last night.
Do you remember when you have sign around the ballpark that said, "Run, Rickey, run"? and you will shout out, "Run, Rickey, run." I need a little help. I need you to say it one more time. "Run, Rickey, run."
And they did.
Oh, big time.
It's hard to say it.
And then Rickey Henderson came up to the booth. We spent an inning with him. Very entertaining.
Dr. Schwartz came up to him today, Dr. Alex Schwartz, and said, "You know, I saw that interview, but the sound was off. Can you get me a copy of it?" You guys talking to Rickey. Dr. Schwartz was back to Cooperstown with a group and was walking around last night with Rickey's jersey, an official Rickey jersey, with a signed on the back by Rickey. By the way, remember we had the shot of Dr. Schwartz and his family in Boston?
Yeah.
That was not a hot dog. That was a lobster sandwich, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we could not tell for sure what it was. Big strikeout for Mazzaro. Wells waves at a pitch. So Mazzaro got out in front and then finished off Vernon Wells.
Hard slider, and Vernon flailing at it. It's Ed Mazzaro with the infield in again after Overbay hit the ball to the right side. Excellent play by Bobby Crosby, leading Mazzaro to the bag. The runner at third, big strikeout, and trying to get out of another jam.
Let's get back to that lobster sandwich. Yeah. That sounds good, doesn't it? Especially in Boston. Wow.
That's why he had everybody looking at him while he was eating it. They were coveting his sandwich. That's what
we were.
We thought it was just a Fenway Frank. Well, stand corrected if that is not. I'll double check, but stands to reason that it would be. You're in Boston, where the fish capital of the world.
Yeah. Crosby comes down the line. He's in fair territory. He's got it. So Vin Mazzaro run around third, one out, but Mazzaro gets out of the jam. Bottom of the fourth coming up, 6-2 Toronto. We're down 6-0, but they get a single run in the second and then a single run in the third, so they're trying to creep back into this game. 6-2. Average popped out to second baseman in the second inning. Swings and misses, so it's 0-2. Romero has walked one and struck out one so far. And that one got a piece of Tommy Everidge at an 0-2 pitch.
Well, Kane Korak's A's winning for the community is raising much-needed funds to support the high school baseball programs in the Oakland Athletic League. Korak is donating $100 for every A's win, which the A's Community Fund is matching. You can help support by logging on the community page at oaklandathletics.com for a donation of your own. There's Marty Lurie. He knows that Ken was going to be on camera, so he made sure he stood right next to him.
Yeah, he was down the way, and then when he knew we were doing that promo, he immediately came down to the radio booth. John McDonald on the turn, but Crosby's going to be safe at first base. McDonald came flying across the bag.
Well, it might have been a double play had Lyle Overbay hung on to the ball, because he definitely, with the spin by Hill,
Number 14.
and that's the reason. If you're a runner, you get down fast. Watch McDonald, how he throws underneath. And if Everidge had continued to stand as he went in the bag, he might have taken one right in his chest. But trying to break up the double play, and Overbay could not handle the throw.
So one out, Crosby aboard, and here's Mark Ellis. Mark had an RBI single in the second inning. Grounded to short. McDonald has it to Hill, and this time the Blue Jays will turn the double play. Their second double play in the ballgame. Fifth inning coming up, 6-2 Jays. And Edwin Encarnacion will lead it off. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. 6-2, the Blue Jays over the A's. And Mazzaro has been able to put up zeros in the third inning and the fourth inning. He gets the first out here in the fifth. Well, coming up tonight, 6 o'clock and 10:30, it's Sportsnet Central. That's over on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. It's presented by Burger King. So again, tonight at 6 and then again at 10:30. Sportsnet Central. Plenty of baseball highlights from here at the Coliseum. So one out for Rod Barajas. So Vin Mazzaro, two hitters in a row, pitching from the windup. something new for Mazzaro today.
Did it in the third. That's the only other time. Strikeout of Encarnacion, who helped him by swinging at a pitch maybe out of the strike zone. Then back in the stretch.
Down the left field line by Barajas, but it's going to drop foul. Home run distance. But so a quick 0-2, or 1-2, excuse me. John McDonald in the on-deck circle. That one's hit well, and that baby's gone. Everybody knew it on the crack of the bat. Barajas, 10th home run of the year. Scott Hairston never moved in left field. So 7-2, Blue Jays.
Well, that fastball, same pitch that Hill hit. And I think Barajas knew it as well. Crushed a fastball, and a lot of times, we saw Cahill last night. We've seen Mazzaro today, where you take the two-seam fastball, the movement, try to get it down and in to the right-handers to get a ground ball. It's a great pitch if you can get it down to get a ground ball. If not, it stays up. It's right in the wheelhouse of the right-handed hitter.
Half swing by McDonald, hits it to Crosby. Bobby will take care of that. So second home run in the ball game by the Jays, and they now have hit 5 home runs in this series. So for the third time today, Edgar Gonzalez starts to loosen up. By the looks of that number, this will probably be the last inning for Vin Mazzaro.
Well, it's unfortunate the home run ball occurred in this inning because he had gotten out of some tough jam seats the last 3 innings. But the solo by Barajas, of course, a 2-run home run by Aaron Hill.
Strike 3 call. Bautista thought it was inside, but it's the strikeout. Side retired. Barajas with the home run. It's now 7-2 Toronto.
Billiards Bar and Grill at 2721 North Main in Walnut Creek. Andrew will sign autographs and take pictures with fans 1 hour following the game Saturday, August 15th. After the A's White Sox game, meet Andrew Bailey. Massey's Billiards Bar and Grill in Walnut Creek.
Cliff Pennington leading it off, bottom of the 5th inning. The A's now trailing 7-2. Pennington, A's will try to get that run back and more. Rod Barajas solo home run. Pennington, line drive, center field, base hit. Good swing by Cliff Pennington, lining it right back up the middle.
Third baseman, number 29.
Pitch left up by Romero, and that's the way you hit it. Don't try to pull a ball that's outside enough like that. Just take it right back up the middle. Good job by Pennington. Got to keep it going in the 5th.
Top of the order, and Kennedy. I'll give the A's credit, Ray. They fell behind 6-7, but they have put pressure on Romero each inning. And they're doing it again here in the 5th with the leadoff single. Oh, 2 to Kennedy.
Now it's going to be Russ Springer, it looks like. Edgar left it all in the bullpen.
He's thrown 100 pitches today. Way high. Ricky Romero, on the other hand, that was pitch number 59. So he's done a pretty good job with his pitch count. He threw just 6 pitches in the 4th inning. Two now to Kennedy. Adam Kennedy is struck out and fouled out to 3rd. So 0 for 2. Rajay Davis, owner of a couple of hits today, waits in the on deck. You know, I was thinking today, Ray, looking at Ricky Romero's numbers, seeing that he was a rookie. That we've talked about Andrew Bailey being a very strong Rookie of the Year candidate. So looking at some of the rookie statistics in the American League, there really isn't a position player that's a rookie that's having a huge year. It's really more some young pitchers that probably be a pitcher that wins the Rookie of the Year this year in the American League. Romero's certainly a candidate with his 9-4 record. Bailey definitely a candidate. And another guy whose numbers sort of jumped out was Jeff Niemann.
It's true.
He's 10-4, I believe. 10-5 is ERA, about 3.5, and he's pitched really well for the Tampa Bay Rays.
They had Evan Longoria last year, unanimous choice, rightfully so.
Swing and a miss by Kennedy on 3-2, went after a high fastball. And usually there's an offensive player that stands out, but that has not been the case this year in the American Leagues.
Center fielder, number 11, Rajay Davis.
Rajay Davis to hit. Ray, when you're down 7-2, 5th inning, we've watched the A's kind of change their style of play the last month or so. Are you down too many runs to maybe move a runner?
Well, maybe if they give you the stolen base, you take it. And that's a page out of the book of the Angels, who do it better than anybody.
Dribbler, right side, overbay quickly to Romero, who did a nice job covering the bag, knowing that the speedy Rajay Davis was the hitter. So 2 outs, and down to second goes Cliff Pennington.
Now batting, catcher
Rajay not holding anything back, even though it's like there's going to be an easy out, but it took a perfect flip by Overbay to Romero. At least it moves the runner into scoring position.
So Kurt Suzuki came through with an RBI single in the 3rd inning. He'll try to do it again here in the 5th. Romero got the fastball in on the hands of Suzuki, and that will do it. A's get a leadoff hit from Cliff Pennington. Nothing else. We're headed to the 6th inning at the Coliseum. 7-2 Toronto.
Ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate their royal filling.
Remember this very sad day. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's an anniversary that you do not celebrate. 1979, Thurman Munson. It was an off day, was it not? He was flying his small private plane.
Yeah, takeoff and landings as he lived in Akron, Canton-Akron area, and of course played for the Yankees. And it was an off day, and my recollection is correct. They were in Chicago the weekend before the Monday, and they had the off day. And even before that, they were at County Stadium in Milwaukee, and I was a member of the Brewers that year, sitting in the bullpen, and there was Yankees, and Mike Caldwell was pitching for the Brewers. Reggie, of course, with the Yankees, and well, he's a little bit too close to Reggie. He didn't like it. Had a little confrontation on the mound. I remember jumping the fence at County Stadium and went up to Thurman. You know, we were joking around and say, "Yeah, I'll take you," you know. And then 4 days later, tragically, he was dead. Yeah, it's sad. But he was tremendous catcher. I mean, he was a there's no doubt a Hall of Fame. You saw the numbers and everything that he had done at such a young age, and the captain of the Yankees, and just a very, very sad day in all of baseball, and hard to believe it's been 30 years.
Well, I'm watching the Yankees as a kid. You know, they had all those great players, but it seemed like he was the guy that always got the clutch hit.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a huge home run hitter, right? He just knocked in runs.
He just knocked in runs. He stayed, as we talk about, inside the ball, great opposite field hitter, and just a clutch hitter. And everybody just thought so much of him. Just kind of the hard nose and a gritty type player. He was the only catcher I ever knew that wear a batting glove on the catching hand, which would be the left hand, and the right hand, which is bare hand to throw. He put a batting glove on.
Really?
When it was so cold. I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I want to protect my hands." And so he would just throw with a batting glove, but he had the quickest release to second base of anybody ever seen. But a lot of times he just got rid of it.
Yeah, that's what I remember. He almost threw sidearm.
Yeah, he was just. That was his way of getting rid of the ball very quickly. But Thurman was always great. Every time you came to the plate, he'd start talking to you. So come up, he said, "How's the family? How everybody okay?" And just talk. And you'd almost have to step out of the batter's box because he'd just keep chirping like that, and you can't concentrate. But when Thurman came to the plate, I'd say, "Thurman, how do you do?" He'd say, "Tell the umpire, would you tell him to shut up? I'm trying to concentrate." He would never he'd do it to somebody, but would not even think about having it done to him.
So he was probably messing with guys.
Oh, of course, of course. You know, anything to distract him. But when he came to the plate, he said, "I want to concentrate. I'll tell him to be quiet." But just a great guy, and you saw the numbers and Rookie of the Year 1970, and just sad. I think when Bobby Mercer unfortunately passed away just a year or so ago, and they flew to Canton, Akron for the funeral services. The team did, and went back, and never forget whenever they played the game and they had the national anthem, they didn't have anybody staying at home plate.
That's right.
You know,
yeah.
Just sad, very sad. I mean, who knows what he could have done in his career. But he also had a contract that stipulated he would always be the highest paid player. So when Reggie signed as a free agent, Thurman said, "Come on."
Yeah,
and
let's sign more guys. Yeah.
He signed, and so they redid his contract $1 more than whoever was signed.
That's a great contract.
That's how much George Steinbrenner respected him and admired him as a player, as a person, made him the captain, and they retired his number. One of the several numbers retired, the number 15.
Well, I know, I watched most of the episodes of the Bronx Zoo, right? Yeah, the Bronx is burning.
Right.
I'm sorry, yeah.
That's what Sparky Lau wrote. Bronx Zoo.
But the Bronx is burning. This was a movie or series about that group of Yankee players, and I remember they brought that up about Munson making sure that he was the highest paid player. Which I can't imagine that sat all that well with Reggie.
Well, Reggie went over as a free agent.
He
Thurman,
knew it,
of course, was in the organization. He had been there, was the captain, and
well, maybe the question is, did Reggie know that going?
That's a good point. He might not have. I don't think it would have mattered because that was the agreement that George had with Thurman.
Yeah.
Mr. October. Of course, that movie kind of portrayed Reggie as being kind of an outcast when he first went there, but you know, they realized, the Yankees realized that he was a big producer, especially at a time when they needed him, and that was in October. Thus the name Mr. October.
Center field, but room for Rajay Davis, and that will do it. Russ Springer, a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Work to do for the A's. They trail 7-2. Teriyaki $6 burger with grilled pineapple is back at Carl's Jr. Beautiful day at the ballpark as the A's and the Jays wrapping up this series, but not the homestand. The A's will await the arrival of the Texas Rangers for a big 4-game series starting tomorrow night. But it's going to be a late arrival for the Rangers because they play the night game tonight. Mariners at the Rangers. So maybe they'll be a little tired, a little weary.
Well, you know, Ron Washington will get pumped up. His club is playing well, and Ron got his option picked up for next year. Yep. So everything's working well for the Rangers.
A 1-0 to Scott Hairston, and he bounces it right back to Romero. Romero got that fastball in a little bit. Let's take a look at these series probables for the big 4-game set. Nippert and Anderson tomorrow, Holland, Gonzalez Tuesday, Padilla, Braden Wednesday, and then a day game on Thursday. No TV on Thursday, Hunter and Cahill.
You see Vincente Padilla, don't shake his hand.
No, stay away from him.
Maybe all the players don't even get close to them.
Michael Young right in the middle of the Rangers lineup, as always, in 325. That's normal. It's funny to see the Rangers note they've won 10 out of their last 13, so they're playing good baseball. And they're lucky they're playing good baseball, because if they would have struggled at all, they would be buried in the AL West. And I say that because the Angels won again today, 13-4. And the Angels have now won 16 out of their last 19.
They scored double figures in all 4 of the games?
Yeah, they did. In fact, I wrote it down. They scored 35 runs in the 3-game series in Minnesota. So almost 12 runs per game. So, boy, the Angels are just playing super baseball. So with their win today, the Angels are 63-40. They have a 4.5-game lead now with Texas, pending the outcome of that Rangers game tonight. 2-1 to Jack Cust. All the other games are final in the American League, except for that night game in Texas.
Patriots beat the Ravens.
Yes, they did.
Unbelievable score.
18-10.
Last time the Red Sox were in Baltimore, they came back from what, 9 or 10 runs, or 9 runs. I don't know, whatever it was. It was late in the game they came back, and the Orioles beat the Red Sox.
No, that did not happen today.
Kept adding on.
Yep. The Yankees scored a bunch in that series in Chicago. The Yankees won again today, 8-5 over the White Sox. I shouldn't say again. The White Sox won the first 2 games of that series.
It's actually about 14 runs the White Sox scored against the Yankees.
So the Yankees salvaged the final game of that series. So Yankees win, Boston wins. So it remains a half-game lead for New York in the AL East. Tampa Bay lost. They're now 6 back. Swing and a miss on 3-2. So good fastball right there from Ricky Romero, and he's got pretty good control. He's getting in on the right-handed hitters.
Well, the last 2 strikeouts have been 3-2 counts to Kennedy and Cust, and he just reared back and threw a fastball. And why not? 5-run lead. Take a chance of trying to fool a hitter and walk him, so he just challenged with a fastball and got the strikeout.
Tommy Everidge takes a little bit low. So 5 in a row retired by Romero after the leadoff single by Cliff Pennington. That was in the 5th inning. Good swing there by Everidge. And still just 77 pitches for Romero. Everidge pop out to second, and then he was hit by a pitch. That was in the 4th inning. Down the right field line, and that is fair. Tommy Everidge digging for second, and the ball's kicked around by Rios, and he goes down to pick it up, but he can't get a grip on it, and Everidge ends up at third. So we'll see what the ruling is. Everidge was stopping at second, but when he saw Rios kicking it around. So it's a double and an E9.
A great thing about Tommy Everidge, he's using the whole field. Last night, they one-out double in the 9th inning. Put runners at second and third. Rios just tried to get it before it caromed past him. At that point, kicked it with his foot, and then decided to try to barehand as he looked up. And all he had to do is just calmly pick the ball up, looking at the ball, and he would have held Everidge to a double and not gotten an error.
It was the 4th error in the series by the Jays. Of course, the first 3 came in game 1 on Friday night. So Everidge with the double. Still the fewest errors in the majors. Blue Jays have made some nice plays in this series, but have also made some mistakes. In fact, the 3 errors on Friday night led to 3 unearned runs, and then you look at the final score, 8-5. They lost.
Talked about the changeup and how effective it is when it's a hitter's count, 2-0 count to Bobby Crosby, and Romero just threw his best changeup of the day. And Bobby swung and missed. Came back with a breaking ball and missed. And hitters gear up for a fastball when they think they're going to get it, and that's why the changeup, or at least a change of speeds, is a good pitch.
Crosby got a 3-1 fastball and hit it hard but fouled on the third baseline.
Yeah, everybody's showing off the wheels. Knows he's got a double. He's right there, but that's what Mike Gallego, when he talked to him, he said, "Watch me." After he knew he was getting the double, that's when you pick up the third base coach to see if anything else is happening. You don't have to turn around and look.
Payoff pitch to Crosby. Got him with a fastball. Up and out of the strike zone. So a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Rickey Romero. 7th inning coming up. 7-2 Jays. Now the Jays with a 7-2 lead over the Athletics. That was the giveaway today. And that youngster using it as a blanket. cool afternoon.
Beautiful afternoon in the sun once the marine layer burned off.
It was cold this morning. Russ Springer back to work. Pitched a nice 3-up, 3-down, 6th inning. Vernon Wells is 0 for 2. And a hanging curveball, and Wells knocks it into left center field for a base hit.
And yes, that's what you're supposed to do with the hanging curveball. Ball in the eyes of Vernon Wells.
Number 15, Alex Rios.
He's not going to let it go.
So Rios steps in. Rios, a big hit in this game, a 3-run double. That was in the first inning when the Jays scored 5. Breaking pitch on the outside corner. Eleven hits now for Toronto. The A's in the ballgame have 7. Each team has made an error. Saw the name of Alex Rios in the news a lot with the trade deadline. Pretty good player. Has a long contract.
Well, that's it. A couple of players, Vernon Wells and Alex Rios, with the big contracts. And Blue Jays, after this year and next year, they have some players who become free agents and some players whose contracts will no longer be part of their salary structure. Should have some money available. Whether or not it's enough money to sign Roy Halladay to an extension beyond next year, we'll see.
Toward left field where Scott Hairston grabs it, and that's the first out.
But you know, when you're as good as Roy Halladay is, and you're probably noted as the best pitcher, at least in the American League, and
Number 7,
Tim Lincecum might be a fight in the National League, but the money's there. It comes down to one thing: the ring, winning. And Roy Halladay, I'm sure, realizes that he can go someplace and help win a world championship, if not more than one. And after next year, he might have that he will have the opportunity. It's just a matter of where he goes. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of clubs pursuing him, unless he's traded beforehand and that club is able to sign him.
Yeah. Won't be easy. Encarnacion takes a strike. But you mentioned the two guys, Rios and Wells, and how long they are signed for. Rios' contract goes through 2015. Wells' contract through 2014. And it's not small change either.
U.S. or Canadian, it doesn't matter. Cito Gaston signed through next year. I would think as long as he wants to manage, he'll have a chance to do it. He's a good manager, good man. I would love to have Doc Halladay as his ace, but doesn't know if that's going to happen.
Well, if you think about the Blue Jays and their pitching situation with Halladay, you always have that anchor guy. You've seen Romero, but remember Dustin McGowan, Sean Markham, two good young right-handed starters. Both of them went down with injuries. Markham is out for the year, but he should be back next year. Dustin McGowan may be back late in the year. Wells takes off, and a foul tip, strike 3 on Encarnacion. And the stolen base for Wells.
Absolutely no chance in the world for Kurt Suzuki. It's the high leg kick by Russ Springer. Good pitch outside, but meanwhile Vernon Wells was coasting in the second. jump he had.
Yeah, that would be called no chance. So you liked last night when you asked Rickey Henderson what was the percentage of did you steal off the pitcher or the catcher? And what did he say, 85% it was the pitcher? See, I got a feeling you knew that he was going to answer it that way.
I did. I just needed confirmation.
From the greatest base stealer of all time, but that's legit. That's legit. Rod Barajas hits a fly ball to shallow right where Jack Cuss comes in. He's under it, and he makes the catch. 7th inning stretch from the Coliseum. Jays 7, A's 2. Run shot. That was an early 2-0 lead for the Blue Jays. Later on in the first inning, Alex Rios cleared the bases with a double. So it was a 5-run first inning for Toronto. Another home run, this one by Rod Barajas. It was in the 5th inning. So a couple of home runs in the game for Toronto. They have 11 hits. So AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. See if the A's got another comeback in it. 7-11-1 for Toronto, 2-7-1 for the Athletics. And Ricky Romero has been very good in the ball game. He's got 4 strikeouts. I do not have him walking anybody. He has hit a batter. He has walked 1.
Yeah.
1 walk and 1 hit batter.
Jack Cuss. Figure if it was going to be 1 walk, it would be Jack.
Mark Ellis with a base hit that knocked in a run. That was in the 2nd inning, and he hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th. So it'll be Ellis, Pennington, and Kennedy here in the 7th inning. Drive to center, but Wells get a good jump and he'll get there, and that's the first out.
Shortstop, number 26, Cliff Pennington.
Cliff Pennington will hit. Pennington is 1 for 2. He had a leadoff single in the 5th inning, but ended up getting stranded at second base. Swings at the first pitch and hits one to right. Routine for Rios. 2 out. So back to the top of the order, and Adam Kennedy.
Third baseman, number 29, Adam Kennedy.
Kennedy will maybe start a little 2-out rally for the Athletics. He's 0 for 3 in the ballgame.
You mentioned the Rangers night game. Goes to the National League, looking at LA at Atlanta. The Rangers, when they play in the summertime, it's usually a Sunday night. So is that a national game, or is it just a night
no,
game?
it's not. I think the national game is the Braves and the Dodgers, yeah. So that's just a basic regular night game in Texas.
Hot summer night. They have the grandfather Texas game in summertime, where they have grandfathered in their night games on Sunday.
Well, they are allowed. Quite frankly, probably a pretty good idea. Well, could you imagine playing any amount of day games there? They do play some.
They're usually early and late.
Yeah.
April, May, September.
And even the early and late ones, Sunday afternoon, I think they started at 2 o'clock, don't they?
You know, one of the things that I know, talking to some of the people down there, they're more concerned about the fans than they are the players.
I agree with that.
Because the fans are out in the sun. It could be as long as 3 hours, and games in Texas, it could be a lot longer. It seems like Ron Washington and the Rangers have figured out the heat, because they're staying in contention in the division, playing well. Pitching's holding up, so we'll see them firsthand starting tomorrow night for 4 games.
That'll be an important road trip for the Rangers, the 4 here, and then they go to Anaheim and play the Angels Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they go to Cleveland. So that is a 10-game road trip for the Rangers, starting tomorrow right here in Oakland.
Adam Kennedy with a check swing. One of those that might have, at least could have gone either way.
Yeah, pitch, and that one's ripped down the right field line. Adam Kennedy around first. He will ease into second with a 2-out double.
But he got a fastball 3-2. His last at bat, swung and missed one. This one a little bit lower. And he said, "You throw it, I'll hit it this time." And he did. Good swing. Much more controlled swing. And the check swing that was not called a strike gave him an extra opportunity. Took advantage of it. There's the big end.
Another big day for Rajai Davis. Single in the first, double in the third. He scored a run. 2 for 3 overall and 5 for 10 in this series. A couple of doubles. It's also a 7-game hitting streak for Davis. Strike called as Davis not sold on the call. So Rajai will have to protect down 0-2. There is action in the bullpen for Toronto. Big curveball, and Davis swings and misses. 5 strikeouts for Rickey Romero. 8th inning coming up, still 7-2 Blue Jays. He goes back out there for the 8th inning. I don't know. It's just over 100 pitches, but he's been very good today.
Saw a lot of hand shaking.
That's a yeah, okay.
That's a nice job. Turn it over to the bullpen to get 6 outs.
See the 5 strikeouts. 3 of them have come in the last couple innings. Second very good performance against the A's this year.
You talked about the injuries. A couple of their starters are out all season, and of course going into next year those guys will come back, and you see what Cecil's done. And last night, Romero this afternoon.
Rajay Davis over toward left center field.
Time now for Carl's Jr. in your face, and Kurt Suzuki would like to see John McDonald in the dugout because he robbed him. McDonald, couple of steps, a dive, and a flip ball from his glove to Aaron Hill, and that turned what looked like a base hit, first and 30 and 2. A 6-4-3 double play. Tremendous play by John McDonald. And if he played enough, might have a few gold gloves, but he's not an everyday player. Cleveland has been outstanding for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Jose Bautista is the leadoff hitter. Out of that leadoff spot today, Bautista's been on base twice, a walk and a single, and he's scored a couple of runs. So good 2 innings from Russ Springer. Gave up just a hit, had a strikeout. So Springer took over for Mazzaro, pitched the 6th and the 7th. Now Edgar Gonzalez here in the 8th. Gonzalez curveball that he throws from a couple different angles just off the plate. Margelis on 1 hop, and that's the 2nd out.
Number 2.
So Aaron Hill will hit.
Aaron Hill.
We've been talking a lot about Aaron Hill and just how good he has been in this series and how good he has been all year long. And another first-round draft pick. He was the 13th overall pick in 2003. You look around, Alex Rios, first-round pick. Vernon Wells, a first-round pick. Roy Halladay was a first-round pick. Ricky Romero, Aaron Hill.
Like that homegrown talent.
That's what you're supposed to do with the first-round pick.
And what ideally you'd like to do is sign those to long-term contracts, which they did. A couple of them that have great extensions. Halladay will be a free agent after next year as his contract will expire. Current contract.
Aaron Hill, another guy who has a long-term contract. He is signed through 2014 as well. Right on the outside corner. Good pitch by Edgar Gonzalez, and he has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the 8th, Suzuki, Hairston, and Cust. A's need to score some runs.
Thursday, August the 6th. Texas Rangers in town, 12:35 start. Celebrities and athletes will be serving floats made with Dreyer's Grand Ice Cream beginning at 10:30 a.m. in the Eastside Club. Floats are just $2, and you can get autographs and photos for tipping extra, with proceeds going to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Rickey Henderson, the Hall of Famer, will be signing photographs for a donation with proceeds going to the A's Community Fund. Get tickets online, OaklandAthletics.com.
7-2, the Blue Jays over the A's. And the Blue Jays have gone to the bullpen. Josh Reneke. Reneke, one of the players that came over for Scott Rowland. So Reneke makes his first appearance with the Blue Jays. Those numbers with the Cincinnati Reds.
Coaching staff talking about Reneke, because Ron Reneke, coach for the Angels, Gary Reneke's brother. And I think they were trying to figure out which one he belongs to.
Gary Reneke is his father.
And that's who it is. There. Yep.
Ron Reneke, coach who we see a lot of with the Angels, is his uncle. Suzuki, a good swing and a fastball, 1-1 the count. Bottom of the eighth, Suzuki, Hairston, and Cust against Reneke. Reneke 6'3", 195 pounds, 26 years old. He's a Bruin, UCLA. He must be doing something right. Not only baseball, but he played some football at UCLA as well. So the A's keeping a close eye on Reneke. One rolled past the mound to Aaron Hill. 1 out. And the A's, after scoring a run in the second, another one in the third, where they had quite a few base runners in those 2 innings, quieted down since then. They have not had more than one base runner in any of the innings since the fourth. Base runner. The last inning was the Kennedy 2-out double. First pitch to Hairston. Fastball, fouls it straight back. Scott Hairston singled and scored in the second inning, 1 for 3. An overhand curve there by Reneke. It's 0-2. Reneke tries to get Hairston to chase. He does not. This time he does. So Reneke stayed with that breaking pitch, and he got Hairston to go. So Scott Hairston now 1 for 4 after the strikeout.
Well, they started the great location, especially ahead. Look where the pitch starts, outside corner, and then disappears out of the strike zone. So a few of the Blue Jays flailing at supplies last night from Trevor Cahill in the bullpen. That's a good slider when it looks like a strike coming into the plate, but then ends up no chance to hit it.
So Cust will hit with 2 outs and nobody on base. There it is again. The bottom just drops out of it. Just a walk, a ground out to first, and a strikeout swinging. So Cuss 3 for 8 in the series. 4 walks and 4 runs scored. So he's been on base plenty. So again, make sure you join us tomorrow night. He's pregame live at 6:30, the ball game at 7. Brett Anderson, Dustin Nippert, the Texas Rangers in town. These will get back to division games. 16 home games total in the month of August for the Athletics. 16 home, 13 on the road. That's the breakdown of their 29 games in the month of August. So that's a home baseball.
That's the time for school to start, huh?
Yeah.
Jack going to school this year?
Preschool.
Oh,
big time. 2.5 hours a day. High with the 3-2 pitch, and Jack Cuss has his second walk. So just 2 walks issued by Blue Jays pitchers today, both to Cuss. So Tommy Everidge will hit with 2 outs.
Remember last night when Scott Downs came in the 9th inning and ended up leaving. Could have been a disabled.
Yeah,
Accardo
right.
has been called back up. He was just sent down, but with the injury, he was able to come back quickly. But evidently it was a toe injury. Scott Downs had a reoccurrence of some pain, and he did it kind of awkwardly when the ball went off his glove towards second base, then kind of started in, and then when he backed up and limping badly, and so it was reoccurrence of a toe injury, and fortunately for the Blue Jays, he is back on the deal.
Fastball to Tommy Everidge in first strike. Everidge has been on base twice. Got a double, was hit by a pitch, and a pop out to second. So 1 for 2. Overall 4 for 11 in the series, so he's had a decent series. Right now he's behind in the count 1 and 2. Check swing, and he went around. So Renicky shows a pretty good breaking pitch and gets a couple of strikeouts in the bottom of the 8th. 9th inning coming up, 7-2 Toronto.
36, Adam Lind.
Ninth inning at the Coliseum. The Blue Jays trying to take 2 out of 3 from the A's in the series. They lead 7-2. Adam Lind will lead off. Lind, Overbay, and Wells against Edgar Gonzalez. Gonzalez had a 3-up, 3-down 8th inning. Curve, I guess it was a little bit low. 1-0.
You know, Edgar Gonzalez likes dirt. For every pitch, he just reaches down, grabs, or at least touches the dirt with his fingers. See if he does it. Stays consistent. So he gets on the mound, reaches down. And it doesn't matter which mound he's on, he likes all the dirt. There he goes.
Two and one now to Adam Lind. Lind 3 for 4. A single, 2 doubles.
Maybe he's feeling the texture of the dirt around major American League parks just to see which is the best.
3 and 1. There it is.
Steve Vonaveras was the best at making sure everything was very clean. No speck would ever enter. Be laying on the dirt part of the mound, and he'd pick up little. Couldn't even see them with the naked eye, but yet Anto could find them. Just some things that pitchers, players do, and for Edgar, it's picking up a handful of dirt.
He may not even know he's doing it. Who knows?
It's like riding a bike. He does it every time. It just automatically reaches down.
3-2 pitch outside, and it's a leadoff walk. It's the 4th walk issued by A's pitchers today. And that'll bring up Lyle Overbay.
It'll be a shock when he doesn't. So far, every pitch he has.
And he probably won't. Now you have me watching it. He hasn't done it yet.
He will.
There he is. Yeah.
Jeremy Accardo is the reliever warming up in the Jays bullpen. Blue Jays. Jays. Accardo. Bruce Walton, long-time Blue Jays bullpen coach, and of course, former member of the Athletics.
Overbay walked and scored way back in the 1st inning. Since then, a strikeout, a groundout, and a flyout. He had a pitch to hit, he popped it up. Suzuki, he's got it for the 1st out. Well, make sure you join us tomorrow. The A's open up a 4-game set against the hard-hitting Texas Rangers. Brett Anderson's going to take the hill, facing off against the right-hander Dustin Nippert. Coverage begins again 6:30 with A's pregame live, and then the ball game at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. It's where the A's are always on. So Brett Anderson will take them out, and coming off a terrific month of July, he was 2-1 with a 1.87 ERA in 5 starts in July. So he was clearly the A's best starting pitcher. Good to see Brett trying to put it all together as we enter the back half of this 2009 season. ERA down to 4.3 for Anderson. And of course, the Rangers always a dangerous lineup. This year is no different. Well, I think this year, the story with the Rangers more so is that their pitching is significantly better. Rangers are 8th in the American League in runs scored, so that's down actually a little bit from last year, but right in the middle of the pack in team ERA. Playing better defense with Elvis Anderson, shortstops.
But if you figured 81 home games, you have Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan sitting just left of the Rangers dugout. You better pitch well. Ryan Express is always watching, and they have pitched well.
Yeah, he's an intimidating guy. He will try to turn the double play, and they will. 6-4-3, side retired. Work to do in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's 7-2 Jays. Bottom of the 9th inning here at the Coliseum. It's 7-2 Blue Jays on the weekend where we have celebrated Rickey Henderson. Again, congratulate Rickey for Hall of Fame, and now jersey number 24 retired. Maybe a big comeback to finish off the weekend, but he's got a lot of work to do. Jeremy Accardo comes in. So Accardo takes over here in the 9th. He will face Crosby, Ellis, and Pettington. The numbers for Accardo. Remember Accardo a couple years ago, 2007, he had 30 saves. He took over the closer's role when B.J. Ryan was hurt. But then last year, injuries really derailed him. Just now, they come back. Still has a chance to put it back together. Just 27 years old. 1-2 is way outside to Crosby. Crosby has reached on a fielder's choice twice in the game, and he has struck out. Here's a good look at Accardo. Got him with a pitch right on the outside corner. Crosby swings and misses, so that's the first out.
Well, the hard slider, and again, started the perfect location, the outside part of the plate, and just kept breaking away from Bobby.
So 1 out, and Mark Ellis steps in. And Mark pops it up. Right side, the first baseman Lyle Overbay grabs it, and just like that, 2 outs.
Playing shortstop, number 26, Cliff Pennington.
So Cliff Pennington, the final hope for the Athletics. Pennington is 1 for 3, single in the 5th inning. First pitch is in there for a strike. Ground ball, one hop toward the second baseman. Hill has it, and that's the ball game. So the series goes to the Toronto Blue Jays as they win this afternoon by a final score of 7-2 to take the series. It was a 5-run first inning.